Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back. I'm not in my garden. I'm in the most gorgeous garden. Absolutely beautiful. I am in Granite Bay, California, which is about an hour away from my home. I am at Ruby and Frank Andrews' home. Ruby is the mastermind behind this garden. She has got talent. I was invited here. It's kind of a long story, but I was invited here from my friend Greg, who works for Green Acres. He's here speaking at their local community's garden club. And he wanted me to see this garden because it was so beautiful. And he asked if I could come and talk with him at the garden club meeting, which I just did, and it was wonderful. And I asked for permission if I could come and I could film some of this absolutely stunning garden so you all could see. And Ruby said, yes, absolutely. So she's in the back. She's entertaining her garden club right now, but I'm going to kind of sneak around and show you all this incredible garden. I think it's only 13 years old, and it is amazing what she has done in 13 years. And she has done it all herself. I mean, she's had a little bit of help, but she has designed all of it. She has planted almost all of it herself, and it is just, oh man, it is incredible. So let me show you the front first, just to kind of set the scene. You can see all the cars are here for the garden club meeting, and the cones are here just to make sure people don't park right in front. She has a little half moon driveway right here, which is beautiful. The other driveway, which goes up to her garage, and you can go that way to get to her backyard. You can kind of see where we're starting here with like a bonsai tree right there. Looks like she has a thuya poking up. She has all these gorgeous big shrubs like the nandina, and this is kind of how she gardens. Just really big shrubs with rocks. We are in a city called Granite Bay, and Granite Bay has a lot of granite outcroppings where like granite rocks, and people have just kind of built around them because they're so big. And so you'll see in her backyard she has a lot of granite rocks as well. I have a feeling these were brought in, but they're so incredibly beautiful. So you can kind of just get an overview of what this garden is, just the beginning, right? So this is where she likes everybody to start when she does her garden tours of her front garden. This right here is a dogwood tree that's not in bloom right now, but apparently when it's in bloom, it's absolutely amazing. And then planted underneath that is a bunch of juniper, which she uses this a lot in her garden, a lot. Boxwood wasn't working very well for her, so she ended up planting euonymus. I'm pretty sure this is euonymus. At least in the backyard, she planted a bunch of euonymus as well as a boxwood replacement. And she said that she doesn't like pruning anything really tight. She likes to leave everything a little bit loose, which you can definitely see. She has named all of her gardens. This one is called Granite Oaks. You can see that right there. She has a lot of lamandra poking up. Michael Glassman's favorite lamandra is Platinum Beauty. This one is not Platinum Beauty. I don't remember the name of this one, but it's really beautiful. And then you can see she's got Creeping Jenny as a ground cover. She has that in a lot of places. And then look at this Japanese maple. Isn't it just gorgeous? So beautiful. So coming over this way, I see Platinum Beauty Lamandra right here. And I think one of the coolest things that she does is the different foliage colors in her plants. So you can see she has the platinum blue of the Platinum Beauty Lamandra. And then she has the Japanese maple, the red. Then she has the chartreuse colors back here. This is Hakanakloa, and she loves Hakanakloa. It's really, really beautiful. And then, of course, just some regular green. I don't want to say regular because it's glossy and it's beautiful. And then dots of conifers with the blue color. You guys, this is stunning. Look at her deodar cedar right there. She has garden art kind of all over the place. She has little bird baths that she leaves little flowers in. Oh my gosh, she's just done such a good job. Oh, I just love it so much. And look, you can see in this fountain, she's put little hydrangeas in there. Obviously, that's for the garden club meeting. I mean, I shouldn't say that. She might just do that just in general. But it is just a beautiful house and a beautiful garden as well. Coming back over here, you can see we have another cypress right there. This looks like a crepe myrtle that's about to burst into bloom. And then some Elijah blue fescue underneath, which is just, looks so good. You can see one of the big rocks that that we have. That one looks like one that was just here. That's a giant, giant rock. And there's even some hydrangeas back there that I think are going to be really beautiful. She does have a whole bunch of beautiful oak trees you'll see in the backyard. So a lot of her property is dappled shade, which is absolutely beautiful. It allows her to grow a lot of things that I can't grow just yet, but I'm hoping as my trees grow up and I start getting more of that dappled shade, it's going to be it's just going to be so beautiful. So Ruby wanted me to tell you all that this is her absolute favorite part of the garden. This is relatively new. She says she likes to edit her garden a lot. And so gardens, just like I completely agree with her when she says this, gardens never stay the same. They're always different. They're always changing. And she just recently changed this whole area right here. And she added this moon gate with this rock fountain in the middle of it. How stunning is this? I mean, it's just gorgeous. And we have some ginger, some more Hakonakloa, some petunias in front of the boulder fountain, and then of course more Japanese maples. And then look, so we've got this dark Japanese maple right here, and then we have this blue, what looks like a juniper to me behind it. Isn't that combination? Oh my goodness, I cannot get over it. And this moon gate, oh, it's stunning. It is absolutely beautiful. So you can see in this garden, there's not a ton of blooms, but there's a ton of color in it just from the foliage. And this is like big girl gardening. This is what I consider big girl gardening because I love blooms. I love bloom colors. But if you can get that same look just from a Japanese maple or just from a plant or something, I am just so impressed. It is so fun to see. And this whole garden, it's easy to love. That's what we were saying when we were talking before. This garden is it's easy to love absolutely everything that's in it. So here you can see she has some hostas kind of hiding underneath this other Japanese maple. She obviously really enjoys her Japanese maples because they're all over and they're really, really beautiful. And it's fun for me to see because yes, they are still understory because they're understory of the big tree here, right? So they're a little bit protected, but they're getting a lot of sun still. So it's fun for me to see that. All right, the next garden area we're going to is called Frog Lane, which I just think is so fun. So this is I don't know which direction, I'm going to say the east side of her house. She has some Laura Pedlum here for some really dark color, and then some ligustrum back here, some hydrangeas that are going to start poking up and looking absolutely beautiful. And of course, she's got her frogs. She's got her bird baths with her frogs in there, more frogs there. And one of the most incredible things, hands down, about this garden are the cousin it acacias. Look at this plant right here. And she said she got all of them in gallon-sized pots and planted them probably 5-6 years ago, and they're giant. I'm going to show you one in the backyard it's a tree. It's a cousin it acacia tree, which is so amazing to see. And I need to go to the garden center right now, and I need to get them in the ground so that they can start growing and start looking at this because the foliage is just so fun on this plant. You love it. You cannot not love it. And then, of course, we have another red Japanese maple that I love when the sun is shining through it. I just think it is so beautiful. Welcome to Frog Lane. And coming in this way, look at this. Look at this, you guys. So this is just a side yard. Like there's her AC. This could be nothing. You could just completely ignore it. But look at what she's done with all these trees. They are limbed up to be kind of like a canopy that you can walk through. And underneath we have all this beautiful dappled sun with little frogs everywhere. It's just beautiful. And then alstroemeria there. Some more, it looks like an oak leaf hydrangea right over here. And of course, more frogs. This is just stunning. I want to point out this Nandina border that she did right along here. It's just such an interesting border. It kind of lines the pathway because the pathway is not straight. It's a little bit curved, but I really like how she's done that because this is definitely a sloped garden, but by having this here, it kind of gives you a nice even walking space where you feel like there's plenty of space, but right behind the Nandinas, it starts to go up. It starts to get a little bit elevated. You can see all the way up there. And then if you see on the other side of her fence, there's those granite boulders that are all along Granite Bay. She has water features all over, and I don't know if you can see, but this is a fountain that comes all the way underneath that cousin it acacia, and it trickles down into this pond right here, which I just think is beautiful, and it's so gorgeous, and what a perfect thing on such a sloped part of her garden. It's really amazing. She has this gorgeous arch here with what looks like wisteria growing on it, and this absolute beautiful lantern here that is so gorgeous. And then coming through here, I just have to point out again her use of red foliage in the garden. Here in this shot right here, you can see the red foliage of that Japanese maple. Then you can see the blue right here of the conifer. And then right here, this is sunshine ligustrum, which is just a gorgeous chartreuse color. So you can see there's barely any blooms in this shot, but there's so much color and interest to this garden that she's done, and it's relatively low care, I do have to say. Okay, I have to take the view down for a little bit just so you all can see the flagstone pathway that she has. And then she does have this ground cover in between that I'm pretty sure is blue star creeper, because she had blue star creeper in another area and it was in full bloom and absolutely gorgeous. So you can see it's very, very natural looking, very gorgeous. And there's these little pathways all throughout the garden that kind of lead you meandering just in every single area. It's amazing. I do want to point out this plant right here. This plant is a ground cover. It's called a grevillea, and this is called fanfare grevillea. Look at how gorgeous it is. It has these beautiful little, oh look, there's a bee on it. Fringy blooms, just like that, but it's such an amazing ground cover. It's so beautiful. Apparently it's really hard to get your hands on. I'll show you a better look once I get over. Oh, let me show you. Let me bring you guys over here. There we go. And you can kind of see everybody kind of mingling. This is the garden club. I'm trying not to disturb anybody. But this is fanfare grevillea. And isn't this a gorgeous ground cover? And then this tree right behind it, this is called a xylosma. I hope I'm saying that right. It starts with an X. My arborist that I was talking to, he's obsessed with these trees. He says they're one of the best trees to plant in a garden. And I can definitely see why, because it's beautiful, this combination. Stunning. So this is a little area, a little grassy area with where she has some roses, some small roses. She does have some blooms. She has some fanflower scaevola that looks like some yarrow right there. Looks like tidy tips over there. And then of course, Helen von Stein Lamb's-Ear. And then on her arch right there, she has iceberg roses, which I just love. I absolutely love it. Let me bring you guys this way though. And by the way, this garden smells incredible. There's just the scent. It's like everything's perfumed as I'm walking along here. So this pathway is a little bit more gravelly as I come up here. You can see there is a loropetalum and a Japanese forest grass right under here. And then this one, this is the Aurelia. This is the full moon Japanese maple. I actually have this one and it's in a pot right now and I need to plant it because it is so beautiful. If you see little ribbons all around like on the trees and stuff like that, it's because this is part of the garden club. This was one of the fun activities that they did. They tied ribbons all around the garden. So as people walked around, they found a ribbon, then they tied it to their wrist. And then Greg from Green Acres, the garden center, he brought a whole bunch of plants and he did giveaways and it was really, really fun. What a fun thing to do at the garden club. If you belong to a garden club, that's a great idea. So anyway, then back over here, we have other rocks, little rock fountain under here with the Japanese forest grass. Isn't this beautiful? Some rock mulch, and then of course goes into some lamb's ear, some more Hakonakloa. I hope it's coming across on camera because it is so incredibly beautiful. What a lovely, lovely garden. I asked Ruby how she started gardening, like how she learned gardening, and she said she just taught herself. She was living at her last property with her husband. She said she didn't like the gardens, and he said, do something about it. And so apparently she bought a whole bunch of gardening books and just became obsessed, like so many of us, and she just started reading and could not stop reading and got so inspired and then developed her own garden, which I just love. So here you can see the big slabs of granite here. Can you imagine being a little kid and coming to this, grandkids or something like that? It's like a granite slide. How fun. But they did put a banister here so that we don't fall. But isn't that fun? And I mean, just to leave it, oh, there's another ribbon. How cute. Just to leave it, right? Not to take it out, because how beautiful, and what a beautiful part of the landscape this is. It's absolutely gorgeous. All right, coming through this way, I don't want to interrupt the garden club. They're eating. Oh, here's Greg. Greg, come say hi.
Hey, everybody.
Everybody, this is Greg from Green Acres.
Hi, everybody.
Tell us about what you were doing here.
I was given a talk for the Los Lagos Garden Club, and I just happened to have a good friend named Janie Santos who stopped by, and she helped me with the presentation, and now she's looking around this magnificent garden.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Greg. Okay, everybody, I have to introduce you to Ruby Andrews. Hi, Ruby. Thank you so much for having us.
Hey, Janie, it's so good to have you here. It's a beautiful, breezy day, and we're having a ball.
How long have you lived here?
13 years.
And you have done this.
Yes.
You have done this. This all came from your brain, Ruby.
Well, I sometimes wonder about that. But basically, I can't have too many plants, so we have lots.
I love it. And I love the style that you've chose.
Thank you.
It's like you found your lane and you just kind of ran for it. You just ran for the hills.
I never run out of ideas. I would like to take, I don't know if you can see the rock behind me.
Yes.
I would love to put a creek down the crack. I would take a creek coming down here with a pond up above.
Would that be beautiful?
But yes, it would. And so things like that means I'm not finished.
You're not done.
No.
You're nowhere close to done.
No.
Did you want to show us the...
Yes, come and look at the waterfall.
Okay.
And we'll go by the Cousin It, which is kind of outrageous.
I've already talked about it on the video. And so I said, okay, I'm getting there. So
Yeah, let's do that.
let's go see it.
Okay.
So now, does Frank help you out with any of this?
No.
Or is it all you?
Now, he helps when I have people. He's very happy to be. But we have quite a few businesses we still operate.
Yeah.
And gardening isn't his thing, but he loves the garden.
And he supports you.
Oh, yes.
He says, Ruby, you can do what you want. Okay. Look at the layers of this garden. Oh, it is just absolutely stunning.
And so many things get cut to the ground. Well, this year I didn't cut this to the ground, and it never went down.
This is Kufia.
Yes.
Look at that with the bee. It was like meant to be.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So you didn't cut this back?
No.
Wow.
And other years I have, and I went, well, let's see what happens if I don't.
Yeah.
And this, and then of course right over here, again, I know they're very common, but I've had people tell me all they've ever seen is a hanging one in a basket.
Yes.
I said, put it in your garden. They're beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think it's common at all because I always kill mine. So
Really?
to see it growing in a garden is absolutely stunning. And the lamium
yeah.
underneath.
Yeah.
Ruby, oh my goodness. I'm
But
just
come up here,
in awe.
and this is kind of a refuge to me.
Oh.
And when we first got here, the trees were not here, of course, but the big rock up there had a pipe coming out of the top,
Okay.
and it was just very ugly. And so we, of course, took the pipe off, made a little pond up above, and it's just, again, makes me happy. And I see a snail.
How dare they? Do you want me
Yes.
to grab it for you and stomp on it?
Yep.
Let me. This is my
That's so
thank you
bad.
for letting me be here.
That's so funny. Yeah, just give it
Where should I put it?
just right there and stomp it. It'll be gone. But,
Did I do
and another favorite plant, Woofy dogwood. I don't know if you know the Woofy dogwood.
Yes.
The one behind here.
With the variegation?
Yes,
Oh,
And
my
I don't know,
goodness.
I always see woofeyes when I look at it. I mean, to me, it's a woofy dog. And other people go, well, what do you mean? And I go, Don't you see it?
It is so incredibly beautiful, and I just have to point out this is a ligularia.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness, with
it's
the
and
blooms.
it's time to go to the ground, and it'll be back in about a month and a half.
So you're going to cut that back right now?
Oh yes, we just waited for today because it grows back within a month and a half.
It comes back.
But it's kind of covering some other areas.
Oh.
And then the ginger, the ornamental ginger,
Oh yeah.
just blooms year round.
Oh, my
I mean,
goodness.
when I say blooms, I'm talking the leaves.
Yes,
It doesn't bloom.
Yes.
But
how stunning. This is
so
beautiful.
it's kind of fun. The
So tell me
cousin-
about your cousinette. This is
A friend of mine, we were headed to Fresno, and the only two that we knew were available were at a nursery in Fresno, way out. I'm going to say Maroa, but I'm not sure. Went to the nursery, and they said, well, we have two, but they're sold, but they haven't picked them up.
Ooh.
And I said, does that mean I may take them? They said, sure. So I brought one home to my friend, and I got one. And on the front hillside, you'll notice some really large ones.
Yeah.
But this one is on steroids, but I never put it, I mean, yeah, it's
What
just...
are you doing to these plants? You're giving them gold or something.
Actually, when we moved here, the soil in Granite Bay is granite
Yeah.
and rock. And before we created this, when they built the house, they pushed all the rock up this direction. And so we took the rock and we started making planting areas. And most of it has worked. Once in a while, something will thrive and then just die because the roots have hit rock.
Oh, they hit the
Yes.
hard pan underneath. Yeah.
So by putting the cousinette here, and of course the oak trees are there.
Yeah.
But the ones in the front hill get tons of sun, and they're still fine.
They can handle
Oh
it.
yeah, they're fine.
This is a treat.
Well, it's different.
I mean, it's just incredible. I hope you all can see here. I'm reaching as high as I possibly can. And it's still, I mean, that's like 20 feet tall or something, Ruby, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I am so impressed.
Well, sometimes they grow too large. There was one right up above, and it covered the rocks up.
Oh.
It also was hampering the Japanese maple.
Oh.
Well, my other love is Japanese maples.
I can tell.
And so with that we took one out this size, and then the maple got happy and the rock show. So you're always editing. You have to
edit.
Yeah.
I was telling everybody about your front garden with your moon gate.
Yes.
And that was an editing project,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yes.
What would you call that? What are you calling that area? Still granite?
Well, we're Granite Oaks. That's the name of the garden.
Okay.
It's Granite Oak. Because we lived in the country and I made maple rock gardens. We lived there 32 years.
Yeah.
And then we sold that property to Scott, who has High Hand.
Which I've been here. I've taken you guys there on the channel.
Yes.
So Ruby created Maple Rock Garden, right? And now you're creating
Granite Oak.
Granite Oak Garden. You have quite a touch, my dear.
Well,
It's an honor to
it's
meet
called
you.
a love affair.
Oh my gosh.
It's better than some other love affairs. So
Yeah, right?
I figure it's a good one.
Boy.
And it's a great place to live.
Yes.
We have enjoyed it here
Yes.
and made good friends. And so it's a happy place.
Yay.
And if you sit in the garden for a while, the hummingbirds, the butterflies, the bees, they all come and they're happy here. So I'm happy here.
And I've seen a lot of lizards.
Oh, lizards, yeah.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
and they eat, what do they eat?
They eat the bad bugs.
Okay.
And I've seen dragonflies. I mean, you see this garden
Oh,
is
yeah.
alive.
Oh, yeah. No, it is.
It's amazing.
And-
Plus, you have all your friends here, which is fabulous.
Yeah, particularly when you're in the garden quiet, everything just starts coming alive, and I love that part of it too. I love it when people are here, but I also love it just me. And I swim every day in the summer.
Me too.
Oh yes, it's important because I was born and raised in Fresno, and that's a very hot city. Plus, I had 3 brothers, so I had to be kind of a tomboy, which was fine. But we're all very competitive, so
You
that
had
was
to
a,
keep
that
up
was
with
a
them.
part of it. Yes, and what's interesting too, one brother is no longer with us, but my other brother is 2 other brothers actually are gardeners extraordinaire too, and one lived in Alaska, and we went up there, and he had created a garden that I was just
In
charmed by.
Alaska.
And yes, and I now very limited. And our daughter lives in Jackson, Wyoming, and she has a garden that's amazing. So it's kind of in our genes, I think. It's a bit
In your
genetic.
genes. It
Yeah,
absolutely is in
yeah,
your genes
it is.
because it's almost like you touch something and it says, "Oh, yes, I'll grow
Well,
for you, my
now,
dear."
yes, and when you talked about how everything grows, when we moved here, I didn't want to fight with the rock and the soil.
Yeah.
I brought in 180 yards of blended so that things would be happy.
Smart
And
girl.
that's why we have
Smart
cousinates
girl.
this size,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
because otherwise it's planting
Oh,
straight into
oh yeah.
rock. You
No, no,
can't do
no.
that.
It wouldn't have worked. And so things are pretty happy.
Things are
And
very
yeah,
happy. I
it
just
is.
want to say a huge thank you for letting us be here.
Oh,
Thank you for
thank you
letting me
for coming.
come.
And you come anytime.
Thank you, Ruby.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Ruby went back to entertaining, but let me take you all up this pathway, which is super fun. Here's more of the Platinum Beauty Lamandra, and then some more gorgeous ground cover. This is one thing in this garden. She has ground cover absolutely everywhere, which really makes a huge difference. When she doesn't have ground cover, she does use dark mulch like this right here, but you can see the lamium is kind of spreading a little bit. So that's going to be absolutely covered eventually, kind of like this. Isn't this amazing? Oh my goodness. And the pots on the pedestals. And then if you can see that fountain in there, this is like a little back nook in her garden, and she has made it stunning, absolutely beautiful. She's got these palms here, which she said the only way that she could grow these was because they're understory from the oak trees, which I just think is absolutely lovely. This reminds me of Monty Don because I know Monty Don plants those, and I would love to have one in my garden. Coming up this way, we have this 3-tiered fountain that is absolutely gorgeous. She said that she got this as somebody who didn't want it in their garden anymore. It was actually someone who was unfortunately passing away, and so she got it, and it just has so much memory. And it was just really, really lucky. It's a bronze fountain, so oh my goodness, what a dream fountain to have. And here you can see more of her loves, her Japanese maples that are just soaking in that love that she is giving it because it is beautiful. They are so happy. Back here we have another little walkway. And then here, let me show a view back to the house. I'm trying not to show the guests of the garden club too much, you know, trying not to make it too awkward, but I think a lot of people are leaving right now. So let me bring you guys back over here. Here's a look. She had the tables out for everybody to eat, and then there was food over there. And then right over here is where we did our little presentation, and everybody was sitting on the lawn area. There you can see the bank of euonymus right there because her boxwoods weren't working very well in that full sun. But that next to the blue conifer right there, oh my goodness, how amazing. What a gorgeous, gorgeous property this is. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm coming up this pathway now. Looking so gorgeous, and all these mossy rocks makes me want to go to the garden center right now and grab a whole bunch of them. And then little bits of artwork just kind of dotted all around places that you would never really expect it, but it just makes such a huge, huge difference to walking through this garden. Makes it kind of feel like you're on an adventure, right? Like this. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely stunning. Okay, let me take you back this way. We came in on the east side of the house, and now I'm going out on the west side of the house. Let me just point out over here where you can see more of this foliage color from the Japanese maples, the red of the Japanese maples, green Japanese maples. There's a strawberry tree right there, and then loropetalum underneath. It's so lush, it's so full, and there's no blooms in this shot. Well, there's one right there, but most of it is just lush foliage, and it's just such a pleasure to see what you can do because what an easy carefree garden. Let me take you out this way by the garage. So we're in her little driveway area where her garage is, but look at this. I mean, oh, I can't get over this, you guys. This is so incredibly beautiful. So you can see the thuyas. She's got 4 of the thuyas right there. And then, of course, some more Japanese maples dotted all around. My goodness. It's funny. As I'm walking through here and I'm showing you all, I can see patterns that she's repeated. you know, with the lamandra and with the hakana chloa and the Japanese maples and the thuyas. And it's just given me such good ideas. I mean, wouldn't you just love if your garden looked like this? I need to get some height in my garden because my garden's all flat, and hers, she's planted up these hills to just be just stunning. Okay, so we come back to the front garden, and I have to take you one last time around this way because I want to show you the first thing I saw when I drove up. I, of course, had to park down the street because I was one of the last people here. This was a spur of the moment thing for me to come, but I'm so glad I did. But let me just show you the front garden right along the street. You can see more of her acacias that are so, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how big they are. They are just amazingly beautiful. And then she's got more of the rocks, some penstemon, and just this lush layering on this hillside is amazing. Here's a look from this angle over here. And I have to say the oak trees, if you have a whole bunch of big trees in your garden, what a benefit, because what a difference it makes to have that. And then all these understory plants here, it just is really, really stunning. I do have to show you because I don't know if this is El Nino Catalpa, but it certainly looks like El Nino Catalpa. How beautiful. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's El Nino Catalpa. Oh man, it is so gorgeous. Look at, I mean, oh, there's so much to see. It is so beautiful. It's so cute. All the guests are leaving right now of the garden club, and they're walking by me going, isn't this amazing? Yes, it is. It's so amazing. All right, you guys, I have to go because all the guests are leaving and I don't want to overstay my welcome because I want to be invited back. This place is absolutely beautiful. I will try and get back here at some time where we can talk more to Ruby because she is definitely someone that I want to know. I want to learn from her. I want to soak in everything because she has this magic touch to the garden. How incredibly fun. So I want to thank Ruby and Frank for letting me be here. I want to thank Greg for inviting me. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.